Hello everyone, how's everybody doing? Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more energy for the first session of the day, so let's try that again. So how's everybody doing? Okay, I like that. First of all, thank you for being here. In the name of the whole Flow Ninja team, we've put time, blood, and tears to this conference, into flowConf 2025, to be at this wonderful venue. So we're really happy to see you fill this podium. So today I have a chance to open this discussion, this amazing line of speakers with presentation on, presentation on how not to mess up your website. So you have some amazing people that are going to be taking stage after me. And this is a really interesting one. But before we start with everything, I just want to introduce myself. So this is me when I was 100% sure I'm going to be working in marketing and delivering this talk today. You can see that marketing outfit and cowboy outfit that was here in Serbia, very popular at that point in time. But in the last 8 years, I've spent a lot of my time working not just on websites, but working in different marketing agencies, working in different marketing projects. And there was that one thing that stood to me, that there is that actually step zero, that we usually with projects step all the time. We skip that process, we go right into designing, we go right into development. And there is one really important step that we will cover today that we, for some reason, always skip. And that's something that we call discovery. So there are, I suppose, multiple names for this, but we all call this discovery, and in industry is very popular in that name, so that's how I'll address it today. And the one thing before I move forward I want to mention is that discovery is very important, not just for websites, but any type of projects. I know that in the audience here, we have designers, we have developers, we have marketers, and that it's very important to understand that what we'll be covering today, me and then my lovely colleague Sarah afterwards, can be utilized with any type of projects. And here's how I like to explain what the discovery is. So, my fiancé is an architect, so I like to use this analogy. If you're gonna build a house, if you're gonna renovate a flat, or do anything like that, I suppose you're just not gonna take the hammer and start bringing down the walls or just putting brick on the brick. You're gonna create a blueprint, you're gonna hire an architect, and then they're gonna tell you, hey, you can move this wall, or just don't touch that wall because everything is gonna collapse down, right? It's pretty logical. But somehow, when it comes to, per se, websites that we're gonna be talking the most about today, we kind of skip that part. We just go straight in. So we just start designing, we just start developing, and then a couple of months afterwards, everything is falling apart, our client is not satisfied, and we're not achieving what we wanted. Truth be told, I have to say, the website is not gonna collapse on your head as the house would if you didn't have a blueprint. But again, it's not gonna achieve the goals that you are looking to. Again, with house, if you do not plan where your bedroom is gonna be and when your bedroom is gonna be, you're not gonna get the full experience and the full functionality. It's the same with websites. So in that sense, discovery is a blueprint. It's a foundation of any work, of any campaign. And in this first part of the presentation, I'll try to cover in which way we acquire all the needed information that afterwards we're gonna put to use. So I studied communications and public relations at the university here in Niš, and as communications major, I had a lot of journalists classes that I had to pass. And in journalism, are there any journalists in the audience or somebody that I see? No? Okay. I see one hand. So in journalism, yeah, I see one here as well. Sorry, Michaelo. So in journalism, when you write any type of news, there are like 5 W's that you need to cover. So it's what happened, where, who, why, etc. So that's kind of how I got the inspiration to use the 3 why out of the 5 to explain what's important to know when doing a discovery. And that's what. The first thing you have to understand is what somebody is doing, what service they are offering, what product they are offering, how does that product function. You have to become, we like to say at Flow Ninja, you have to become the expert into somebody's product in order to deliver a good job. in order to deliver a good campaign, in order to deliver a good website. Then we have who. I'll get to why afterwards. We have who. Who are they talking to? You always have to remember that you are not creating website for yourself. You're not creating website for your client. You're creating website for your client's client, for their audience. So you really need to go deep down and understand who are those people, which problems are they solving, how are they using the website. And then we have why. Why are they undergoing that project at all? What's the main idea with the website? Because website is not a standalone thing. It's just one small puzzle in something that's called go-to-market strategies. So you really need to dig deep and understand why somebody is doing what they're doing. So today you'll get a chance to hear from marketing and from the UX perspective. So I'll cover this first part of acquiring data and understanding that data and asking all the questions. And then afterwards you'll get a chance to understand what happens when we put data and give it some meaningful approach and what can we do with all of that. So this is how our process looks. I know we have a typo. Don't look at that. So we have a workshop, research, presentation, and implementation. And the first two steps that I will cover are based on asking a lot of questions. And now you're going to say, hey, but I always ask questions when I do a project. I ask 10, 20, 30 questions. No, I'm thinking hundreds of questions. The most stupid questions, the smallest detail that you saw on their website, you're going to ask, how are you using this? How are you planning to use this part? So we ask a lot of questions through different methods. We do questionnaires, we do discovery calls that can take up to 2 hours, but we are really looking for trying to understand fully their product, their audience, and everything with this part of the session. So some of the aspects that we try to cover with questions are company and business, understanding again, not just the product, but also their value, their mission, etc., etc. Then their product, offerings, what is their core product, and what's bringing them the most money, and are they doing a generic product, or do you have something personalized? Then market and competitors, who are competitors that we want to go after, and how does the market work? Target audience, the why that I mentioned. User journey, which is very, very important in a sense of you understanding what are people doing when they go to a website, and what do we want them to do. Marketing and MarTech, SEO, and technical questions, and then branding and design. So we cover all of these categories, and we have 30, 40 questions each over the couple of meetings, over the questionnaire, and that really helps us that afterwards we can know, and Sarah will talk about that afterwards, we can know what we're doing, why we're putting that button there, why we're putting that in a drop-down in navigation. Not just an educated guess, but something that we can actually defend. Then after that, we have a research. It's not that we don't trust our clients, but as a company that has done over 200 websites, we have some expertise on our own. So we really like to go and research the competitors, research their website from our perspective. And then you have two different perspectives. So you have a client. How does client see their website? How does client see their audience? How does client see how their website should work, etc., how users are using the website? And then on the other side, you have what do we think and what is our expertise? What have we seen with the competitors? What are competitors doing good? What are competitors doing wrong? This also includes SEO research. So we have Mihailo, Mixer at our team, who's actually on vacation today, but I know he came to the conference. Hi, Mixer, wherever you are. So he does competitor research from the SEO perspective. We want to see where our clients standing SEO-wise, and gathering, again, all of that information into one place. But why? Why are we doing that? Because in the end, as I mentioned earlier, we're building a foundation. We're building a blueprint. And all of this information is going to be used for us to set that strong foundation. Again, if we take the analogy of building a house, you're not going to start drawing before measuring or before seeing, hey, how does the place where my house is going to be look like? Where's the sun? And what's the orientation, etc., etc. And then with that, we take all of the information and we put it into discovery presentation. Discovery presentation, it's like the final output, the final document that we swear by, that we can align with our clients, and that can be that foundation for us building the project.